You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
Welcome to the Hot Options Report, your premier source for insight into the fast-moving options market. Each day, we'll track down the products that are dominating the options chains and impacting your trading account, from Nvidia to VIX and everything in between. If it's lighting up the options tape, then you'll find it on the Hot Options Report.
All right, everybody, it is time to get down to business for your Hot Options Report for Friday, December 5th. Hope you're having a great trading week out there. My name, of course, Mark Longo from theoptionsinsider.com, as well as from the network upon which all of you folks are binging these days, reminding you if you're not listening to the full network, wherever you get your favorite podcast, what are you doing? You're missing out on a whole bunch of great content after all. And then, of course, if you want to join us for the official after party of Volatility Views, known as Options Oddities, you want to win great prizes like our good buddy Mr. Quip did this week, and a whole bunch more. TheOptionsInsider.com/pro is the place to go. And of course, if you want to get your hands on some great data that probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, is better than what a lot of your brokers are bringing to the table right now, you know where to go. TheHotOptionsReport.com is the place to go to learn more, as we learn what's lighting up our tape out there on our first Friday with some actual data coming back in our hot little hands out there today. Did that amount to decent volume out there? Well, the answer is not bad. That gets us to our old pal Palantir coming in at number 10 today, listeners. Palantir rallying nearly $4, $3.84, or a little over 2%, closing at 181.76, putting up 610,000 contracts. For the number 10 spot, the hot option out there, nearly 67,000. Of the 180 calls expiring today, average price for these, $1.11. So you know the deal, listeners. They went out worth $1.76, so not a bad trade if you bought them. Let's see if we can keep the party rolling as we go on up to number 9, our old pal AMD. AMD gaining nearly $2 today, or almost 1%, closing a little bit shy of 218 out there today, putting up 717,000 contracts from the number 9 spot, the hot option out there today, almost 76,000. Of the 220s, average price for these, about 94 cents. And once again, looking at where we close, listeners, 220, a bit of a bridge too far. They did get as high as 223.64 intraday, though. So hopefully, if you bought these, you got the heck out of Dodge. As we keep on going, listeners, to number 8, good old Intel, listeners. Intel rallying again, nearly $1.91, closing 41.41, up a little over 2, about 2.25%, putting up 732,000 contracts for the number 8 spot out there today. And the hot option on a hot day in Intel, listeners, 38,000 of the 42 halves. Average price for these, 22 cents. You know the deal, listeners. If you bought these and rode them through the close, not exactly a great trade, but we'll see if we can shake things up with number 7, listeners. Our old buddy, the artist formerly known as Facebook. Yeah, it's Meta. They're shaking things up a little bit over there as well, maybe pivoting away from the metaverse and towards all things AI, listeners. Is that a good trade? Well, the market seems to think so. They were below 600 not too long ago, closing today 673.42, up another nearly $12, or nearly 2%. So far, so good for the pivot here in Meta land, putting up nearly 1 million contracts, I should say, putting up 928,000 contracts. For the number 7 spot, the hot option out there today in Meadowland, listeners, 76, almost 77,000. Of the 675 calls, listeners, average price for these, 78 cents. All right, let's keep on climbing, listeners, up to Number 6, our old pal, the fruit company, aka Apple. Apple selling off today nearly $2, so bucking the trend. 278.78 is where it went out, putting up 949,000 contracts for the number 6 spot. So getting pretty hefty as we head into the top 5 from a volume perspective. The hot option on a decently hot day in Apple today, 100,000 of the 280 calls. Average price for these, 38 cents. Once again, if you bought those at any price today and rode them into the close, you're not a happy camper. As we keep on climbing to the number 5 spot, listener, this is our old pal, the monster, aka MicroStrategy, aka Strategy. Strategy coming back to earth today, listener, selling off $7, closing 178.99, off about 3 3/4%. So once again, coming for Strategy today, listeners, putting up 1.04 million contracts for the number 5 spot out there today. And the hot option in Strategy today, 64,000 of the 185s. Average price for these, 66 cents. But you don't need me to tell you, if you paid literally anything for those and you rode them through the close, then perhaps not a great day for you. As we keep on rolling, was it a great day in our number 4 offender, listeners? It was SoFi. They sold off a bit today as well. So they're another one who've been flirting with the 30 handle for a while. Back below it now, off nearly $2 today, closing 27.78, off over 6% today. So they came for SoFi today, listeners, putting up 1.05 million contracts for the number 4 spot, the hot option in SoFi land today. 60,000 of the 28 calls. Average price for these, 12 cents. You know the deal. If you bought them and rode them, not a great trade. But on the flip side, you only lost 12 cents, listeners. As we keep on rolling to number 3, this one making some headlines today. It's, of course, Netflix, the new owners. We'll see if it all goes through regulatory approval. But for right now, the new owners of Warner Brothers Discovery selling off nearly $3, closing 125, off almost 3% on the day, putting up 1.27 million contracts for the number 3 spot, the hot option in Netflix land. 41,000 of the par calls, so 100 calls today. Average price for these, 72 cents. You know the drill. If you rode them through the close, not great, but you had quite a few opportunities to get them off for at least break-even level during the day. Let's keep it in the end tickers for number 2, listeners. It's our old pal Nvidia actually selling off a little bit today as well. 182.41, off about $1 or about 0.5% today, putting up 2.9 million contracts for the number 2 spot. That's pretty decent volume. That's usually enough for the number 1 spot, but not today, listeners. What took it? Well, we'll find out in a second. First, let's see what the hot option was in Nvidia. 332,000 of the 182 halves. Average price for these, 44 cents. These went out slightly out of the money, listeners. So once again, you know the drill. If you rode them through the close for any price, including 44 cents, not perhaps your favorite trade. As we keep on rolling to the number 1 spot, if it's not Nvidia, you know what it is. It's Tesla, listeners. Tesla finishing the day up about $0.50. $4.55 exactly is where the stock went out, putting up 2.92 million contracts for the top spot. So just managing to slightly edge out Nvidia today for the number 1 spot. The hot option in Tesla land today, 240,000 of, maybe once again, a bit of a bridge too far, the 460 calls. Average price for these, $1.05. We flirted with the 460 strike intraday, got up to 48.87 before retreating. So hopefully, if you bought these, you got out of them around that time, listeners. Otherwise, not your favorite trade out there, listeners. And that is going to do it for your hot options report for Friday, December 5th. Remember, if you want to see any of this data and a lot more we don't have time to get to on the show, the place to go, thehotoptionsreport.com. It's great stuff. It's probably better than a lot of what your brokers are bringing to the table, listeners, and you can't beat the price, at least right now. Thehotoptionsreport.com is the place to go. That's going to do it for us on the network this week. Hope you have a great weekend. See you back here on Monday for the option block, all the way through to after the closing bell, another episode of the Hot Options Report. And stay safe out there, everybody.
You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.